Injuries, bombings and mortar fire being reported in Iraq as the nation holds its first election after nearly a decade-long U.S. occupation. But with a slew of candidates assassinated, more than 100 barred from ballots and a wave of violence terrorizing voters, it may not be the new beginning many hoped for. Let's cross now to RT's Lucy Kafanov in Baghdad. Lucy, what do you know about this latest attack?
Hi there. Well, what we're hearing from officials so far is that there's been about a dozen small explosions in northern cities in Iraq in 3 different areas, as well as several rounds of mortar fire that have landed in several cities, targeting polling stations south of Baghdad. We're hearing that there have been injuries, but no casualties confirmed as of yet. Now, this comes amid incredibly tight security restrictions here all across Iraq. Even getting to the studios here in Baghdad, we had to pass multiple checkpoints. And what these attacks indicate is that despite these security restrictions, determined insurgents are still able to carry out waves of violence. And of course, this comes on the heels of numerous attacks that have rocked Iraq in recent months and weeks. Now, what we're hearing from voters here is that the corruption is really the #1 concern. They feel that if corruption was addressed, then these kinds of attacks wouldn't really be taking place so much. While most of them have been blamed on the insurgency, the revived insurgency of al-Qaeda in Iraq, it's clear by talking to voters that there are plenty of other parties and political interests that are vested in this wave of violence. Now, most of the voters that you talk to seem to be rather split on their opinions about this election. The actual outcome isn't likely to affect the results of the government, but it is a key test of strength from Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, who is likely to seek a 3rd term in next year's elections. How many people actually turn out to vote despite these security restrictions, and whether they feel that this government represents their voices remains to be seen, of course. But there are nearly 8,000 candidates running, and 14 million Iraqis are eligible to vote. But one of the key things that we know about Iraq today is that not all voters seem to be created equal. We do know that elections have been postponed in a 1/3 of Iraq's provinces, including the controversial Anbar province, where large-scale Sunni demonstrations have been taking place over the past 3 months against this government.